5. How to make a better first impression. The good news is, first impressions can be improved, not by pretending to be someone you're not, but by paying attention to the small things that people notice first. Stand up straight. Smile naturally. Make eye contact. Speak clearly. And listen just as much as you talk. These simple habits may seem small, but together, they send a powerful message. They tell people, you're confident, you're respectful, and you're someone worth getting to know. Remember, people don't expect perfection. They expect authenticity. Trying too hard often creates the wrong impression. But being calm, being genuine, and showing real interest can leave a lasting one. Because in the end, people may forget exactly what you said, but they'll remember how you made them feel. So the next time you meet someone new, don't try to impress them. Simply become the best version of yourself. Because sometimes, a single first impression can open a door that changes your entire future. 4. First impressions can be wrong. Here's the problem. First impressions aren't always accurate. Imagine meeting someone who barely speaks. They avoid eye contact. They seem quiet. You might assume they're unfriendly or lacking confidence. But a few weeks later, you discover they're thoughtful, kind, and one of the smartest people you've ever met. The first impression was completely wrong. This happens more often than we realize. A person who looks serious may simply be tired. Someone who seems confident may actually be hiding their anxiety. And a person dressed casually could be the most successful person in the room. The truth is, we often mistake appearance for reality because our minds love quick answers, even when those answers are incomplete. That's why the smartest people don't rely only on first impressions. They stay curious, they ask questions, and they give people time to reveal who they really are. Because sometimes, the person you almost ignored turns out to be the person you'll never forget. 3. Why confidence changes everything. Imagine two people applying for the exact same job. They have the same qualifications, the same experience, and even similar skills. But one person walks in with confidence, speaks clearly, maintains eye contact, and answers each question calmly. The other knows just as much, but speaks quietly, looks nervous, and constantly doubts every answer. Who do you think leaves the stronger impression? In many cases, it's the confident one. Not because they're more capable, but because confidence changes how people interpret your abilities. When you appear calm, others assume you know what you're doing. When you hesitate, people often mistake uncertainty for lack of competence. That's why confidence can open doors before your talent has a chance to speak. The good news? Confidence isn't something you're simply born with. It's built one conversation at a time, one challenge at a time, one small success after another. Because sometimes, the biggest difference between being noticed and being overlooked isn't your ability, it's the confidence to let people see it. 2. Tiny details create big judgments. Imagine meeting two strangers. Both have the same education, the same experience, and the same personality. But one person walks in with confidence, smiles naturally, stands up straight, and makes eye contact. The other looks down, avoids eye contact, and seems unsure. Who do you think most people will trust first? The surprising part is, people aren't judging the person's true character. They're reacting to tiny visual signals. Your posture, your facial expression, your handshake, the tone of your voice, even the way you enter a room. These small details can shape how others see you, long before they know who you really are. That's why a job interview, a first date, or meeting a new client can be influenced by things you never even notice. The good news? Most first impressions can be improved, not by pretending to be someone else, but by becoming aware of the small signals you're already sending. 1. Your first impression happens before you speak. Imagine walking into a room full of complete strangers. Before you say a single word, before anyone knows your name, your job, or your personality, something surprising has already happened. People have started judging you. Not because they're rude, not because they're trying to be unfair, but because that's how humans naturally make sense of the world. Every day, your mind is surrounded by thousands of new faces. If you carefully analyzed every single person, you'd quickly become overwhelmed. So instead, people make fast assumptions. They notice your posture, your facial expression, your clothes, the way you walk, even how confidently you enter the room. All of these tiny signals come together to create a first impression. The surprising part? That first impression can happen in just a few seconds, long before a real conversation begins. And once people form that first opinion, it becomes surprisingly difficult to change. That's why the first few moments of a job interview, a business meeting, or even meeting someone for the first time can shape everything that happens next. So if people decide who you are before you even speak, what exactly are they looking at?